If I traded it all, if I could.
So welcome back. I am so excited about bringing on my next guest. He's been on with me for at least the last few years. We figured it out. I have Doc, and he is the owner of Hypnotic One. Welcome back to the show.
Well, thanks. It's great being here today, Carol. And you know what? I've got something special for you, and you've met her when she come in. But it's one of my clients that I enrolled about a month ago, I think it was, and I'm going to have her tell you a little bit of what she come in for and what she did.
Well, that's exciting. But first, we want to hear about what you do, because even though there's a lot of people that hear you and have been on, listening to, you've helped a lot of people out there that listen to this show.
Well, I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist. You know what? I help people achieve their goals. Otherwise, I use hypnosis, NLP, and a lot of other modalities to help people achieve that goal as quick as possible and make it as permanent as they want it.
We've been saying this the last few times that you've been coming on. If you want to get walk on water, I'll say it right. If you want to walk on water, you got to get out of the boat, okay? And you got to pick up the phone. You do a free 30 to 60-minute consultation with people that comes along with a CD. If you don't call, then that's what's going to make you fail.
You know what? And that's why I brought this young lady with me today, because you know what? You can hear a lot of people on the radio, but this person actually went through the program, like I've had half a dozen other clients on here, but she's went through the program. She got a lot more benefits out of it than what she come in for.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that. Talk a little bit about, let's ask what happened. How did she get involved with you?
Well, let me ask her. How did you get involved with me?
Well, I was driving by, and I saw your sign, and I was pretty skeptical in coming in, and but I decided, you know what, I'm going to go in, and luckily for me, Doc was in his office. I told him about what I wanted help on, and so we talked for a good 30 minutes. I had a problem with just drinking too much. And so I really, really wanted to cure that and not have those urges. And so when I went in, I got hypnotized. I read positive CDs. I talked to Doc for quite a few hours, 2 hours, I think, on the second meeting. And this whole program not only has helped me on my my alcohol, binge drinking, because basically I stopped 3 days later. And I have not had a single urge. But the other thing that has helped me was my weight loss. Same positive attitude toward the program. And not only did it help me on my weight, it's also helping me with my work, being positive, feeling great, and just moving on.
Yeah, and when did you come in? About a month ago, wasn't it?
It was about a month ago, yes.
Yeah, so you haven't had a drink in about a month, actually.
No, and I haven't had any urges. I mean, we had birthdays, we've had Valentine's, we've had vacations, and there has been nothing. People are drinking in front of me. They know that I used to drink a lot, and it's like they are really surprised that I just totally stopped, and really there's no urge.
Yeah, and what did you drink before?
Oh. I loved champagne, beer, if it was hot, wine, Pinot Grigio, you name it. I did it all.
And spirits.
And spirits,
yeah.
Yes.
So you had the whole smorgasbord of drinks.
Yes.
And you know what? And you're still around the people that drink.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about that. Everybody's drinking around you. Do you feel like, and you told me the other day that you went to the store and picked up the wine and the booze for everybody else, but tell me a little bit about being around people that drink.
Well, it was kind of odd because I went on a trip and I had two people next to me drinking away in the airplane. Well, here I am captured in that plane. I couldn't move or anything. And really, it did not bother me. Just like when I went to the store, it's just weird that I was buying all this liquor, and usually I would have bought it for me for the weekend, and it was for somebody else, and I poured them the drink. I would have taken a sip, and nothing. It was absolutely nothing. It was just it was amazing.
And it's been a month. This is what I want to talk about here. She went to you a month ago, and not only did you turn around, it sounds like a complete life change, because she's no longer drinking, and you don't have the urge for that. She also said she had some issues with some weight loss. How long did that turn around for you?
Oh, that was about Well, I started with the weight loss maybe a week after, and since then I've lost 6 pounds.
Wow. So see, within that much time. And it also helped her in her business.
Yeah, she's more positive. What she's been telling me on the sessions, she's more positive. And I can tell it. When a person first comes into me, I take a mental image picture of them. And each and every time they come back, you can see it's almost like they're getting thinner and happier, and
It
they're outgoing.
exudes from them.
It does. They have a new aura.
Well, let's talk
That's
a
why
little
I get
bit this,
excited
too.
about my job.
Well, you know what? That's so awesome because you help everybody. That's what you're here for. And now, a lot of times when you come on here, we do say that it's not just for alcohol or weight loss. We know that people who do what you do, especially you, can do anything for anybody. I mean, we have talked about so many of the different things, but you've been doing this for how long, Doc?
30 years.
30 years. And tell them how you make it's a personal program. It's different for everybody.
Yeah, you know what? Everybody's got their own obstacles in their life, and that's alcohol was her obstacle. It wasn't a problem. That was a symptom. I go back and find the problems, get rid of the problems, symptoms disappear. But you know what? I showed people in their mental mind how they want to look, how they want to feel, how they want to react in each and every situation. All of a sudden, they practice that in their mind before that situation even comes around.
Now, he wants you to call him. Now, everyone that's listening out there, maybe you have an issue. It doesn't matter what kind of issue it is. Something that's blocking you from being able to be the best you that you can be.
Right. If you are not achieving your goals right now, or if you're depressed, I've got a lot of depression coming in the last few days. I tell you what, if you're depressed, stressed out, whatever it may be, and you just can't seem to talk to anybody about it that gets you out of that, because your friends will not get you out of it. They'll make you feel better for a little bit of time, or your spouse or anything else. You need professional help where that we change your mindset so that we put you in control of your life instead of being controlled by life's events.
He has a 98% success rate. He does a free 30 to 60-minute consultation that comes along with a CD, and he won't let you fail. You got to check him out. It's Hypnotic, one.com, and he wants you to call him directly because he's here on the air. If if doesn't answer, which he's obviously not to right now, leave a message. That's what he wants you to do. The number is 602-547-0446.
And we custom build every program for the person because no two people are the same. If I had 100 smokers, I'll probably have 100 different programs.
Sure. Now, you do also a lifetime guarantee. Let's talk about that, too.
All right. You know what? I don't charge per session, which I'm one of the only ones in the Valley done. I give a lifetime guarantee because a lot of people ask, you know what, how many sessions will it take? Well, I don't know. No therapist does. So, you know what? I just say you have as many as you want. We put you on the program. If it takes you 2, if it takes you 10, or if it takes you 15, it doesn't matter. It's the same price. And the thing is I do give a lifetime guarantee because, you know what, maybe in 6 months, 8 months, all of a sudden you have them urges come back or you start feeling where you're turning back around. Just give me a call and say, hey, Doc, how much is a tune-up when I come, so I can come back in, get that feeling again. I'll say, it's free. Get back in here. I love it. I have maybe 3 or 4 people a year that come back.
Everybody's sometimes. And you know what? It's mostly maybe not on that same thing. It could be somewhere else. Like you had that issue where you had a few things. No, nobody has just one. Let's just say that.
But one's the main thing and the most important. And she come in for alcohol. And then all of a sudden, that's working so good. She said, can I take off some weight, too? I didn't even put her on a full weight program. Just give her some positive suggestions under hypnosis. And all of a sudden, boom, there it is.
Anybody who is afraid of this, who's even skeptical in any way, they shouldn't be. It's a conversation. Have the conversation with you. Pick up the phone. Make the call at 602-547-0446. Leave a message. Tell him what your issue is, and let him talk to you and see what he can do.
Yeah, come in for the consultation because I explain to everything what it is and what it's not, what I can do and what I can't do, and what responsibilities you have. Because you know what? It's nothing like you think it is from seeing it on television or read it about it in books or see it in a movie. It's nothing like that. I tell you what, all of a sudden, subconsciously, you just start changing around and maybe your food doesn't look as good. You don't eat as much. All of a sudden, for her, the alcohol, she didn't need it. We don't take things away from people. All of a sudden, they don't need it, and then they don't want it.
Right. Now, for also the people that are listening, and especially, I'm going to just talk about, there's a lot of, it's spring break, so there's a lot of kids out there that also drink and also are having fun, and some of them actually are hooked on drugs and on alcohol and this and that. I just want to talk about some of the kids that you can help too.
And you know what? The kids, it doesn't matter how old, when they're hooked on something like that, get them in to see us so that they don't have to spend their young years doing that and then follow into their older years, because you know what? There goes their job, there goes their career, there goes their health and everything else. You know what? Everybody should have a lot of fun. But you don't have to be drunk to do it or stoned out of your mind.
Absolutely. And certainly if you're hooked on it, and if you've started young, you're pretty much going to get hooked on it.
And another thing is now my client here wanted to get free of it.
So here's what we're going to do. We've got to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to talk further. Go ahead, Doc.
Because you know what? Some people come in, they just want to cut it down to 1 or 2 drinks a day.
Give them a call. 602-547-0446. It's Hypnotic, the number 1.com.
If I traded it all.
So here's what I want for everybody out there. I want everybody to get over their blockages, anything that is stopping them from being the best person that they can be, anything that you're dealing with, whether it's you or someone that you know, your son, your daughter, your loved ones. Doc, you've been doing this for 30 years, and we want people to pick up that phone. If you've been thinking at it and you're like just on the fence on it, pick up the phone, do a consultation with him. He'll do that with you. Get that phone, pick it up, make that call to him at 602-547-0446, and get maybe a lift off yourself and be a better person.
Yeah, and the first thing is get rid of your fears, that fear and the procrastination. Otherwise, you're sitting here listening to the show. You know what? Why don't you pick up the phone? Well, I don't know, and that's a procrastination, and procrastination is just partially fear and lack of motivation, and we correct that. Otherwise, what do you want out of your life? If you're not getting what you want out of life, why not? You're the one stopping it, and we help you reprogram that mind so that you automatically do the things that you have to do, but now you want to do them.
It's a conversation. If you tell him what your issue is, he'll tell you this may or may not be right for you. You just want to try and see what you can do.
I had a 74-year-old man come in to quit smoking here about 3 weeks ago. And that was on a Thursday, and I have people continue to smoke until their first session. But you know what? His first session is on a Wednesday, and I says, when do you have your last cigarette? I thought he was going to say this morning. It was on a Saturday, so he stopped 3 days before, and he says, I don't want them anymore. He says, I don't feel, and that's pretty odd for an older man like that. And he says, I says, what'd you do with all your old cigarettes? He says, I give them away. I says, how many did you have? And he says, I had 5 cartons.
Wow.
So you know what? And I had him come in the next week. I said, you still free? He's, oh, yeah, I'm never going back to it. And I saw him day before yesterday for last session. I says, did you enjoy the program? He says, it's the greatest. He says, I tried Chantix. I tried the patch, the gum. I've tried all that. He says, nothing worked. And he says, you know what? You just put it into a way that it just makes it common sense, and it makes it automatically like I want to do it, and I do.
His number is 602-547-0446. The website is Hypnotic, the number 1.com. Okay.
It's like the lady that I have here today with me. I didn't tell her to quit drinking. I told her, I said, keep drinking. Just write some things down for the first week. You know what? Same thing on food. Just write some things down. And on that first session, it's about 2 hours long on that first session. And you know what? I go over all the things that she has written down and circled in the book. And she's listened to a CD every night. And all of a sudden, you know what? She's telling me that she doesn't want to drink anymore. And we have our session. I build the hypnotic session around her. And you know what? It was just automatic for her, as it is for most people.
And the cool thing is it turned your life around in many areas.
Oh, absolutely. It really has been very positive.
And
positive
it's only a
attitude. And it's not even only been a month. It's been like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, the urges have subsided, and I just feel so much better about myself and physically and spiritually.
Well, congratulations.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's going to be for the rest of your life?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Well, it can be because he gives a lifetime guarantee. All right, so now let's go into some of the things. I love doing this with you, okay? Because there's so many things out there. I always like to talk about the kids because, you know, we're focusing on adults right now, but also kids out there. Of course, adults do this too, nail biting. Then there's the
Cutting. You got cutters. You've got
bedwetting.
Bedwetting. Oh my gosh! And you know what? When your kid's staying over somebody else's house, or somebody staying over your house, and kids are always kind to each other when they know something about it. No, they're not going to be kind. And you know what? That really puts a damper on their life. So get them in. We can get rid of that bedwetting. We can get rid of like walking in their sleep. We can get rid of a lot of things. Hair pulling, hair twisting, picking at your skin. If you've got a tick or if you've got an OCD, we know how to get rid of it.
602-547-0446. It's Hypnotic, the number 1.com. Depression, you had talked about that earlier.
There's so many people coming in. Most of them slide into depression and don't even know it. All of a sudden, they just don't feel like doing anything. They have no motivation. They have a lack of outgoing for getting out of the house. They just want to stay in bed. They just want to get off work and go home if they're still working. And you know what? Let's get them out of that, because that only takes a couple of sessions to get them out of that, because that's self-induced and something's happened to them. We go back and find the problem, get rid of the problem. That symptom disappears.
How about anger?
Anger's almost the same thing as the depression, but it's turned the other way. Otherwise, instead of beating themselves up, they're angry at everything and everybody around them. They feel out of control. And that's what stress is. Stress is caused by lack of making a decision and feeling out of control. And that's a lot of time anger is too.
Okay, increased sales.
Increased sales. Well, you know what? Maybe I should just ask my client here, what happened to your sales?
Oh, my gosh. It's been fantastic. Just go in there, talk to customers. I'm more, positive. So, of course, they're listening to me and have a lot of patience. And it's just been wonderful.
Yeah, because I teach people how to communicate within themselves. And most people don't do that. They're trying to find out how to do a lot of things outside of themselves. Let's figure out what we're doing inside, and then the outside takes care of itself.
Walk on water. Get out of that boat. 602-547-0446. Hypnotic, the number 1.com. Okay, so that's a lot of this goes along with it, the self-esteem and things like that.
Yeah, you know what? If you're not feeling good, why aren't you? And a lot of times when you start working with me, a lot of your drugs that you're taking or the aches and pains, they go away. I always tell people, if you're going to get off your drugs, go talk to your physician, make sure that he's okay with it. But the thing is a lot of your aches and pains will go away. A lot of the stress will go away. You automatically have better relationships with the people around you because you communicate better.
I like this one. Procrastination. My ex is a big one. Go ahead.
Well, you know what? You procrastinate because you don't want to do it. You know what? We get you motivated because procrastination is a lack of motivation. If I give you a check for 10 cents and say, here, go cash it, you're not excited about it. But if I give you a check for $100,000, you're going to be excited and go cash it. So we got to get that motivation in there.
Now, migraines.
Migraines. You know what? Migraines are self-induced because I have to watch when somebody's coming in for migraines because I'll have them tell me about it, but I won't have them tell me everything about it because if they do, they'll bring it on to theirs right then. So they're bringing that migraine on. So when I hypnotize them, I find out, because you have 100% total recall memory under hypnosis, we find out what triggers that migraine, and we change that.
His number again is 602-547-0446. He has a 98% success rate, 30 to 60-minute consultation that you get with along with a CD. He won't let you fail, and he has a lifetime guarantee.
I'm not going to let you fail. The only way you can fail is stay home and not call.
Exactly. Let's talk about sleep.
Okay. Sleep is so natural, but we have so many people around that really can't sleep very well. They got a tough time going to sleep. Maybe they can't go to sleep until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, or if they wake up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, they can't get back to sleep. Sleep is so natural. I work with a lot of, and that's a side effect or the extra benefit of every one of my programs, because 30 minutes of hypnosis is like 3 hours of sleep.
How about health? People have health issues.
Yeah, your general health. Most people, when we work with them, they're going to get the added benefit of the sleep, but you're going to get the added benefit of getting rid of your inflammation, because you know what? You're tense. You sleep much better, so your body relaxes. And you know what? Most all diseases are initiated by inflammation and stress.
Wow, it's amazing. What are some of your final words for today, Doc?
You know what? Are you where you want to be in life? What are you doing about it? You know what? Everybody out there that's successful has a coach. That's what I am. I'm your coach, I'm your trainer, and I'm your teammate. That's why I don't let you feel. You know what? I help you pick up the ball and run with it.
His number is 602-547-0446. If you haven't called, if you've been thinking about it, pick up the phone, talk to him, leave a message if he's not there, and find out how he can help you. His website is hypnotic1.com.
You know what? Every professional does have a coach and a trainer. Why are they a professional and you're not? Because you don't have a coach and a trainer.
But you know something, a lot of people out there, and especially our young people out there, we all have issues right now. Life has been really hard, and it's tough on us. We need your help, Doc.
Even Tony Robbins has a coach, and he's probably the most well-known motivational speaker in the U.S.
Give him a call. The number is 602-547-0446. It's Hypnotic, one.com.
Come in and see me. I got a free CD for you along with that consultation.